All right, for this homework assignment, a lot of it's inscribed angles. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to do this. So I'm going to tell you right now, highlighting the diagram is critical. So when I look at this, I notice 70 degrees is an inscribed angle. Therefore, right away, to find the arc, I double the angle measure. So 2 times 70 would be 140 degrees. If I'm looking for the measure of arc PR, right, I look, P starts here and R goes there. And if I highlight the lines that make up that arc, it's this one here. So right away, if this inscribed angle is 77 degrees, 77 times 2, that's a 77, sorry, times 2 would be, this arc is 154 degrees. Okay, arc SR, this arc here. If I look, this inscribed angle eats that. So I double the angle to get the arc. So 2 times 37 would be 74 degrees. Okay? Angle XYW, right? That's this angle here. And if I go ahead and I highlight the lines that make up the angle, I notice that angle intercepts this arc. So what do I do to the arc to find the angle measure? I'm going to take the 160 divided by 2, and that would give me 80 degrees. Okay? Now, find the measure of angle GF. We're going to actually say this is going to be angle GFR, right? I don't know why that got cut off. So when I look at GFR, this angle here, the one thing you need to know is, how do I find this arc? Well, what you have to understand is if this arc and this arc make up half the circle, I know they add up to 180. So 180 minus 102 gives me 78 degrees. So now angle GFR is going to be half of that, this angle here. So 78 divided by 2, right, would give me 39 degrees. Okay, so now angle MKL, this angle here. Right away, if I notice, right, these lines make up that. And right away when I look, this is going to be 108 divided by 2, which is 54 degrees. Okay? Now I know you guys see the question marks and all that. Make sure you always read this letter. So angle K, 2L, 2J. Okay? Now, right away here, I need the measure of this arc to find that. Well, if you think about it, I can't really find it. But if they give me this angle, I know if I double it, so 2 times 32 would give me 64 degrees. If I look, this is a diameter. So what do these two arcs have to add up to? 180. So 180 minus 64. Oh, where did you go? Minus 64 would give me 116 degrees. Now, if this is 116 degrees, now I'm going to take 116 divided by 2, and that angle measure now would be 58 degrees. So angle KLM, this angle here, right? Now, if I notice that angle intercepts this arc, right? I don't know the measure of that arc, but what I do know is if the other inscribed angle is 88 degrees and I follow, if this angle is 88 degrees and I follow the sides of it up, it intercepts this arc. And when I go ahead and do 88 times 2, I get 176 degrees. So now that green arc, I'm going to basically do 360 minus 176. That'll give me 184 degrees. And if this arc is 184 degrees, now that angle is half of it. So 184 divided by 2 would give me 92 degrees. Okay? Now, next one. If this angle is 9 degrees, this arc is going to be double that, and 99 times 2 would be 198 degrees. Now to find arc XZ, this arc here, right? Notice here, this circle is broken up into 3 arcs. What do all 3 arcs have to add up to? 360. So I'm basically going to do 360 minus 198 minus 69, and that would give me 93 degrees. Okay? Number 10. To find x, I need to find the measure of this arc. Well, if this inscribed angle is 51, 51 times 2 would give me this arc is 102 degrees. So now my setup is literally just 8x plus 14 equals 102. Now I can solve for x. 102 minus 14 gives me 88. And when I divide by 8, x is equal to 11. Okay. Next one, you have to recognize that this segment is a diameter. So right away, if I double 57, right, 57 times 2, that would give me, what is that, 114? Now, to find the measure of this angle, I'm going to do 180 minus 114. That gives me 66. And right away, if this arc is 66 degrees, this angle is going to be 66 divided by 2, which is 33 degrees. If that angle is 33 degrees, 2x plus 15 equals 33. Subtract 15, 2x equals 18. Divide by 2, x is equal to 9. Okay, now 12. What I like to do is literally first label everything. Arc AB is 120. Arc BE is 44. Then ED is 74. Now my first goal is to find the measure of all the arcs. So I'm going to go and find arc AD right away by doing 360 minus 120 minus 44 minus 74. And right away I get 122 degrees. Okay? Now, when I have to find angle EDB, EDB, this angle here, that intercepts that arc there. And remember, to find the angle, we take half the arc. So that angle would be 22 degrees. Now, angle AED, if I look, AED is this angle here. And if I trace the lines down, it intercepts this arc here. So that's just going to be 122 divided by 2, which is 61 degrees. Now, angle ACB, right? If I look, this is 22 degrees. This is 61 degrees. can I use, and I'm going to erase all of this stuff in here, right? Because we just said that this was 22, this is 61. Can I use these angles in this triangle to find this angle here? So 180 minus 61 minus 22, right? So 180 minus 61 minus 22 will give you 97 degrees. Now, what do these two angles have to add up to? 180 minus 97 would give you 83 degrees. But I'm sorry, ACB is this angle here. And since these are vertical angles, that is 97 degrees. Okay? Number 13. Okay? Find the measure of arc JI, right? Well, in order to find that arc, I have to find x. So right away here, remember, if these central angles are all equal to the arcs, to find x, what do all of these arcs have to add up to? Right? They have to add up to 360. So basically, 10x plus 8x plus 4x is going to give me, what is that, 22x? Plus 115 plus 5 is 120, 121, 171, 184. What do all of those have to add up to? 360. Okay. So now when I subtract 184, I get 22x equals 176. And when I divide that by 22, I get x is equal to 8. Once I have x is equal to 8, now arc JI is equal to 8 times 8 plus 1, which would be 64 plus 1. So JI would have a measure of 65 degrees. Okay? So right away here, if this is the diameter, you have to understand that this arc is 180 degrees. And A is going to be half of that. So A is equal to 180 divided by 2, which is 90. Now, if that's 32, this arc is going to be 64. So B is just 180 minus 64, which is 116 degrees. Okay, here, A is just going to be 52 divided by 2, which is 26 degrees. B, remember, you have to find this arc first. And I'm going to do 180 minus 52, which gives me 128. So B is 128 divided by 2, which is 64 degrees. And now C is just half of 84, which is 42 degrees. Okay, if this central angle is 44, this arc is 44, which means A is just 44 divided by 2, which is 22 degrees. Okay, C, if I look, this arc here, C is just 360 minus the 160 minus the 44, because what do all of these arcs have to add up to? 360. So 360 minus, what is that, 44 minus 160 gives me 156. And remember, B, if I highlight that angle, B intercepts this arc. Therefore, B is just 156 divided by 2, which is 78 degrees. Okay. Hope this makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions.